What? What the fuck's up? How's it going, y'all? We're back, episode 8. I hate being right today, which is total bullshit. I totally enjoy being right. And I feel bad about certain things because it's not necessarily good, but we're going to get into Tom Brady. We're going to get into the Chargers. We're going to get into Let's Ride, Russell Wilson. Maybe talk a little basketball. I got some clips. I got some stuff. Andy will show up at some point. I have 2.0. He's got some party rush thing he's got to go do. So we're going to get into picks as soon as Andy gets on. But yeah, welcome back. Appreciate y'all being here. Like, follow, subscribe, whatever. Angry Black Quarterback, episode 8. We're just going to get into a couple things. Eagles are on a bye week, so I didn't really get to do much. I mean, I ended up working, which was totally fine. There was a bunch of good games. Cowboys won. They beat the Lions. They didn't look good the whole first half. That fumble was nuts. I was like in traffic on the way to work and was like, oh my gosh, like I think the Lions were about to score. The Cowboys might lose this game. And then there was that fumble where Tank knocked the ball loose, which is a pretty wild highlight. But Cowboys won. Then we saw, of course, Cardinals won, which was wild. Cardinals also traded for Mr. Robbie Anderson, who left the Panthers, and Christian McCaffrey got traded, so that was pretty nuts. Bengals beat the Falcons. Yeah, Cowboys won. Titans, Colts, they just pulled Matt Ryan. That's pretty wild. They're going to start Ellinger, the pride of Texas. We'll see. He's pretty legit, though. Panthers, that was wild. Man, I'm telling you, they're falling apart. I picked the Bucs to not make the playoffs. Some of my friends told me that I was crazy. I have other people who've told me the same thing. I don't think they make the playoffs. And we've seen from Tom Brady, he looks super sloppy. Lots of injuries. They just don't look good, man. And they got lit up by P.J. Walker. Giants, man, the Giants are starting to worry me. I'm not going to lie. But they beat the Jags. The Jags are playing close games. Browns lost to the Ravens. The Jets, but they just lost Breece Hall. That's super sad. I feel bad, too, who's lighting it up. And now he's torn his knee up. He's out for the rest of the season. So they traded for Robinson. So there's a lot of fantasy owners who are happy to see Robinson go to the Jets. Jets are off to the best start in a long-ass time. Texans lost to the Raiders. Seahawks, man. Seahawks beat the Chargers. I'm telling you, Mr. Glass, the return of Mr. Glass, Geno Smith, was lighting it up. Chiefs won. Then we did see the Dolphins beat the Steelers, but I think the Dolphins suck, man. I think the Dolphins are overhyped. I'm not that sold on Tua. I can't believe there's I don't know. I'm not that sold. Bears beat the Patriots. That was kind of a crazy upset, and they put in Zappy. We talked about that last week, and the zapped it up. We got some good games this week. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. Eagles, of course, were off on a bye, and there's been some nuts trades. Like just a little bit ago, this totally just came in. They ended up trading a 4th-round pick to the Bears for Robert Quinn, which is a pretty solid pickup when you think about we lost Barnett. We've got some good talent on the defensive line, and you add someone like Robert Quinn in the rotation. That's a really good look. I mean, that's good. And we play the Steelers this week. I mean, they're 2-5. They've been playing close, but I don't know. I mean, it looks like another dub. Could be. I try to be quiet about it. I try not to say too much and jinx myself. Because growing up in Dallas, you listen to Cowboys fans be like, "Oh, we're the best ever. Fuck you." Blah blah blah, and then they always choke. So as an Eagles fan, while I do like to talk every once in a while, normally somebody tells somebody else that they're an Eagles fan. I normally am real quiet about it, but I don't quiet in the sense where if I meet somebody, I'm not like, "Hi, I'm an Eagles fan." But if they're like, "Oh, you like the Cowboys, or did you watch that game?" That's where I have to draw that line in the sand and be like, "Look, man, you're gonna hate me. It's been great being friends for 2 months, but I like the Birds." And what, the Cowboys are on a bye week this week? Browns, Bengals? Yeah, we'll see. Well, I think Joe's in here right now. If Joe, do you want to just come? We can have Joe come on first, and we can talk to Joe quickly about some Broncos stuff if he can hear me. If not, we'll wait a sec. But, yeah, I mean, Tom Brady and where is that? Oh, no, this is an amazing clip. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of Eagles clips because I'm trying not to be that guy. because we didn't play, so I shouldn't have any clips. Yeah, I got all these notes. This clip's amazing. So in this clip, this is two Cowboys fans. They're watching the game. This shout out Dallas TV, Dallas Texas TV. If you don't follow them on Twitter, their shit's pretty awesome. They always post like crazy traffic stuff. I mean, also some not good things like bar fights and shit. But this is an amazing video where it's two friends who debate Zeke and Pollard every Sunday, and everyone's just trying to watch the game. It's super good.
Pollard's got more than Zeke's now. I guarantee he does. He's probably got over 100 yards already, Matt.
It just said how many yards he had.
Zeke don't have 100 yards.
I didn't say Zeke had 100 yards. I just said, it just said how many yards he just had. He had 70 yards.
Okay, now let's be honest though. We've all been in a situation like this where it's like, you might not be friends after this football argument, and that's so ridiculous. This guy's so passionate about it. He is livid about this argument, and I love that it's like, see some fresh spackling or some like drywall on the roof, like the water heater in the background with the little curly pipe, Amazon box just open on top of the pool table. This is real football watching.
He's got more than Zeke.
So that's going to make him over Pat?
Matt, going to the game, they're only 40 yards apart. I'm looking at the stats right here.
That's why I was saying the whole fucking time. It's a 1-2 punch. It's a 1-2 fucking punch.
Oh, this is so awesome. I mean, I swear I've been in 1,000 of these.
I didn't say that.
Oh my God. If he sees a hole, he's going to run it from the touchdown.
I didn't fucking say that. All I said is a 1-2 punch. I said Zeke runs the ball first to wear down that defense. Then they stick Pollard in because he's faster.
That's such a good argument. I mean, we all know what he's trying to say, but that is amazing. Hold on.
All I said is a 1-2 punch. I said Zeke runs the ball first to wear down that defense. Then they stick Pollard in because he's faster. It's a 1-2 punch. If you listen to Romo, what he's been saying the whole entire time, they said their running backs are a 1-2 punch.
I'm not arguing that.
That's true. I mean, and I got to give him credit. The Cowboys have been running the ball pretty well, and Pollard's good. Zeke had looked like a little scary hyperextended knee, but he ended up being okay. But oh man, that's such a good clip. That is amazing. 1-2 punch. See, and Andy's always late. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see. Like, we saw the Bengals struggle in the beginning. This is just a small clip. It was just a kind of nutty clip. Where you look, and whenever he steps up, so he's not even, I think this is Boyd, he's not even looking for the ball. This shit is crazy. How does he know that he's throwing that ball? He sits there and, like, pushes off a little bit and spins back, and the ball's right there. That's crazy. So we're seeing that offensive line start to get better for the Bengals. I mean, they look like they might be a real threat to come back and make the playoffs again this year, which would be pretty awesome if that happened. I really like Joe Burrow. I was huge into Jefferson whenever he was coming out of LSU. I wanted him, and they took fucking Jalen Reagor, and I still, at least he's not doing anything in Minnesota, but that was arguably one of the cringiest things that we've ever done, was draft Jalen Reagor. That was the most pathetic shit ever. Oh, okay. So this is sports related. It is kind of a big deal, but there's been I didn't know this. So we're going to talk about Antonio Brown a little bit. But Antonio Brown was the president of Donda Sports. Did anybody else know that? Was anybody else aware that Antonio Brown is the president of Donda Sports? Like, how is that even possible? That doesn't make any... I had no idea. He's low-key getting paid heavy. But there's been a bunch of players who've released statements and left. I mean, Kanye got kicked out of Skechers today. I guess he was tried to show up unannounced with a camera crew at a Skechers headquarters, and they kicked him out. When you're getting kicked out by Skechers, man, you're down and out. But Jaylen Brown, I believe, released a statement of the Celtics and he dipped. I had no idea that Antonio Brown was the president. I stand with him. I remain true to the mission of Donda and our amazing staff and community. But what else? What is Antonio Brown doing besides that? And like, he's been trolling the shit out of Tom Brady, posting all sorts of goofy stuff. Yeah, here it is. And Antonio Brown released a full statement. Like, Antonio Brown's the last person you would want speaking up on your behalf. Like, honestly, I don't know if that's necessarily who you want. And as the president, now see, Jaylen Brown, the G, backed out. He's like, in the past 24 hours, I've been able to reflect to better understand my previous statements lack clarity in expressing my stance against the recent most insensitive public remarks and actions. Now, that is a little interesting. I'll take it at face value. But yeah, I mean, Kanye's just been on some wild shit that everyone's been dropping him. Adidas dropped him. But Antonio Brown's riding it out. That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand how that's even... why that's a thing. Oh, and Phillies are in the World Series right now, or they're going to the World Series against the Houston Astros. That's a video of a weed cake I found. Not that it matters, but I found a weed cake. And also the Eagles re-signed wide receiver Greg Ward. I need to get all these little bits and things out. Yeah, but okay. So there's like this weird little thing going on. So he's sticking with Kanye. I gotta get back on topic. So Antonio Brown is sticking with Kanye as Donda Sports. But he created these shirts that he's selling now that are pictures of him with Tom Brady's wife, and he's selling them and donating the proceeds to charity. There's this weird FaceTime screenshot. I think it's doctored, but he's posting all of these videos. So like on his Snapchat, he's posting videos of him with Tom Brady's family and hugging on his wife, all sorts of goofy stuff, man. And somehow he's the president of Donda Sports, which doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, the Bucks right now are not playing good, and so it's kind of an easy time to troll. They play tomorrow night. They play the Ravens, who also aren't kind of playing that good. We've seen a lot of teams underperform, but the Bucks were absolutely atrocious last week, playing up against the Carolina Panthers. There was an opening play. I'm not going to show the clip, and I don't want to regurgitate shit, but there's an opening, like, first pass of the game. Bomb touchdown was dropped. And then you saw DJ Moore score. Then we saw Hubbard scored. I mean, they ran the ball pretty well. There was a field goal by Suckup, but other than that, they didn't do shit. And then PJ Walker had another touchdown pass. Tom Brady was 32 of 49 for 290 yards. PJ Walker was 16 of 22 for 177 and two tutties. And they ran the ball well too. DJ Moore, who might be traded, also had a big game. But I don't know what's going on. I really feel like Tom Brady's just kind of bummed out. Not just bummed out, but also kind of burned out. He looked really sloppy. I was watching that game, at least the first half of it, and it was extremely sloppy. You're looking at him like every ball, he looks like he's trying to fit him in small windows, and they're short skipping. He's really lacking the ability to get the ball downfield in a meaningful way, and they don't have a lot of athleticism on their in their backfield. Like, I know everybody loves playoff Lenny, but I'm not that. Leonard Fournette's okay. Like, his best years have been behind him for a very long time, I feel like. He's good in a rotation, but he's not a true feature back at this point. And what we've been seeing out of him has kind of been lackluster. The offensive line's banged up. They're missing their starting center. Now, they did get their left tackle back, but it's not like it really did much, you know? Tom Brady just doesn't look like he's in the game at all. And the way the offense is playing, like Otton looks like a good tight end, but they're really lacking anything. I mean, outside of Godwin, who they chunk the ball to religiously, I'll give them that. Their commitment to throwing the ball to him is fantastic. I won't deny that. But other than that, they're not doing anything. And the win probability was for the Bucks, 77.2%. I mean, we're seeing people fleece the Carolina Panthers. Eagles just fleeced the Bears for Robert Quinn. You know, McCaffrey, that wasn't a fleece, but McCaffrey just went to the Niners. So we're seeing people move, and this team acquiring draft picks, you know, beat you, shut you out. You get a field goal in the fourth quarter, I'm sorry. It's under 500. It's the first time in 2 decades, which is kind of dramatic because it's early in the year. But was that? You there? You want to jump on real quick? We can talk some Broncos before we do picks.
Yeah, that works.
Hold on, where are you at? I gotta get this shit. Oh, there you go. So I have to ask. First of all, you've heard they might be trading Judy, right? Jerry Judy might get booted. He might get traded to the Cowboys. They're saying.
Did not hear that. No.
They're talking about he maybe might go to the Cowboys. I mean, that could be bullshit, but they're saying that Jerry Judy might get moved. Maybe, potentially, he's on the block.
I mean, if they do that, then that just kind of proves that they're punting on the season.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about this story? Supposedly, Russell Wilson's like doing high knees. He said he was working out the whole flight home and was doing high knees while everyone else was sleeping. That's like got to be the most annoying shit ever.
I feel like that's very on brand for Russell Wilson, but that would be very annoying. You're like trying to sleep, there he's just stomping through the hallway while you're.
Barstool posted this great video. Oh shit, he's swooping in. It's a video of him doing the Let's Ride, but he's on an airplane, and everyone's just sitting down.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
What would you want for Judy?
For Judy,
Yeah, what would you want for Judy?
I'd say at least a first and a second.
A first and a second?
Yeah.
He hasn't been that hot, though. He hasn't been that good. He's hurt a lot.
He is, but like he also hasn't had the best opportunity to show how good of a receiver he is. Yeah, Drew Lock last year, and then he has a banged up Russell Wilson this year. Like he's athletic, he can make plays, he can get open. I think like with a better quarterback, he could do really well.
Yeah. Well, first of all, cheers, because we just had the Mr. Goody swoop in. And we got 2.0, episode 8.
What up, what up, what it do?
Did you almost crash on your way here?
No. But, yeah.
No, I mean, and back to your point, 2.0, Judy could do good with another quarterback, but I don't know. There was like a bad crop of, no, I wouldn't say bad crop, but bad crop of Bama receivers in the sense that like they're kind of injury prone. He's been hurt a lot. Hasn't he already missed games this year due to injury?
You
Yeah,
keep
he's
the
missed one or two.
you keep the Slim Reaper's name out your mouth.
Well, he's the dude. He's obviously he's better than Judy. He's had a more productive season, I feel like, than Judy has last year. I think he shows more promise because he shows up consistently.
Goddamn right he does.
You know, Judy's someone who's like, I'll run fast, but yeah, that's got to be rough. And then I was just talking a second ago about the Bucs sucking ass. I said, man, and then I feel bad. This is why I hate being right today, but I said that the injury bug is really bad with the Chargers, and they just lost J.C. Jackson for the year, which is really just hurts their playoff chances even more. I mean, only one team can come from that division at this point. Christian McCaffrey got shuffled, all sorts of goofiness.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are definitely gonna win the division. Maybe the Chargers can squeak in if they get healthy, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, Joe's got some frat thing he's got to do. He's got to go get lit. So we got to get into picks quick, and then we can get into other stuff later, Mr. Schultz. So we're going to get into picks right now. And I see you figured out how to use the, what's it called? The notes, and you typed in all of your picks.
Yeah, I got the email last week, and so
you were able to set it up? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I had gotten it before, but yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, it makes it like easier than we just scroll through them, but it makes it nice. But all right, how did you do last week, sir?
Who, me?
Yeah, Mr. Goody. Yeah.
Okay, so like an asshole, after the Bucks destroyed my 5-team parlay 2 weeks ago, they destroyed it again.
Back to back.
back to back. I don't know what I was thinking. Tom Brady, just fucking retire. But and then my long shot 3-team parlay, I only hit on one of them, but I hit on all four, or 4 out of the 5 of the 5-team favorite parlay.
Okay.
So,
Dang, yeah.
so
I mean, the Bucks really knocked a lot of people out of like pick'em leagues and stuff. That was such a no. I did not see that coming. I was like, holy shit! When it was 3 to 21, I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on right now?
that was
they're fucking
fucking
awful.
tragic.
You know, they play the Ravens tomorrow. So I mean, I don't know what the Ravens are favored by, but pick the Ravens.
The Ravens aren't favored.
Really?
Yeah, they're in my 3-team long shot parlay.
Hmm.
All right, so this week I decided to get some juice, some action, and I'm
Okay.
going from a 5-team to a 7-team favorite parlay.
What 17?
That's right. I've hit on these before.
Okay.
Holla at your boy.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got the Minnesota Vikings. Hold on, because I didn't put who they were playing in the notes, so let me just pull it up, the screenshot real quick.
I was like, well, I have this score.
Okay.
I can look it up.
All right, so I got the Vikings over the Cardinals, and the Vikings are at home. I got the Dolphins on the road over the Lions with Tua coming back. I've got the Eagles at home over the Steelers. That seems like a lock. Bengals on the road over the Browns. Cowboys hosting the Chicago Bears, which I think they'll handle that. And then the Tennessee Titans on the road in Houston. So Vikings, Dolphins, Eagles, Bengals, Bills, Cowboys, Titans.
All right.
All together, that's a plus 996.
All right.
And that's going to hit, so just get prepared for that. And I forgot to mention, yeah, I am up 2 units total.
Okay.
Because I only did the 2nd week through 7th week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a plus 1400 that we hit last week. So yeah, up 2 units right now. So if I don't hit these two, we'll just be even for the season. But we're gonna hit them. All right, so now we got the long shot parlay, and these are 3 new teams. I don't think I've put them in any of the parlays, and it is the Washington Seawards on the road versus the Colts. The New York Jets hosting the abysmal Patriots, who just got handled last week.
Yeah.
And then the Baltimore Ravens rolling into Tampa Bay just to scalp Tom Brady. So Commanders, Jets, Ravens. That's a plus 935.
Okay. Plus 935. All right. Well, you heard them. Those are pretty good, man. I think the Commanders could do it, like the Wentz return. And the Jets are legit. They lose Brees Hall, then they go get Robinson, bring him in, and they just like rebound on a running back. And then if they want to pay him, they can still pay him. They have a shit ton of cap space. They look real deal.
You actually mentioned Robinson on the last podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought you were talking about Robinson from the Commanders. I was like, I was like, yeah, he's not available, dude. Like, but I didn't. But yeah.
No, yeah,
because
because James Robinson down in Jacksonville, he is just coming back from like an Achilles injury, I believe. So he missed like very little time, and he's beasting. So I mean, the Jets look legit. I like those picks, man. Yeah, honestly, I kind of like seeing this like downward implosion spiral of Tom Brady. So I'd love to see their defense has been playing bad. Winfield's out with a concussion now for at least like a game or two. So I mean, I don't wish ill will, but like I kind of like Tom Brady should have retired after he won the Super Bowl, or maybe last year, just to ride off into the sunset. Like, I mean, he was a total douchebag, but John Elway like totally did it right. He won 2 Super Bowls and then he dipped. He was like, bye, and then opened up a bunch of mediocre restaurants across mid downtown Denver. But outside of that, and did like other things and took over operations for the football team, obviously. But he won his Super Bowls and dipped. All these guys that ride it out. We saw Brett Favre try to ride it out. and he completely, the bottom fell out too, and he was on the Vikings, and it just like threw an interception to end his career. And that's like,
Yeah. Well, instead he came back for a season and ended his marriage.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. So he's like in that, yeah, he chose his love for football over his love for his family, which is like, I guess you can't really say that. We don't know. But I mean, I feel like that would be mad if you promise to quit football and come back and then you're like, nah, I'm out. Like that's, I don't know. That's kind of fucked. So,
I mean, yeah, he quit on Brazilian models, and now he's getting his ass kicked every fucking week.
yeah, that's true. He's kind of like paying his penance. All right, let's recap your bets, Mr. 2.0. How did we do last week? I feel like we won some money. You sent me a good text message.
Yeah, so we ended up going 3-1 on the weekend, up 1.9 units.
Let's go.
Quick recap: the Jets money line at the Broncos, that hits. Brett Ripien played better than I thought he would, but same story all season long. The Broncos just don't score enough points for some reason. Jets did have some injuries, but they were able to pull through at the end and get the dub. And then
hold on 2.0. Did you see your quarterback Russ Wilson is trying to get to a point where he only poops once a week?
What? Where did you?
There's no way that's true.
Where did you hear that? That's
one from his mouth. From his mouth.
He did not say that. What?
I got quotes here. He's trying to design a fitness routine so efficient that his body no longer creates waste. He downloads this app called the Number 2 app, and he might wear number 2 on his chest. And his goal is to reduce my need for bowel movements down to once a week. Right now, in a loading phase where I only allow myself to make, which means poop, according to him, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So he's down to just 2 days a week. And it's really improved his energy levels and sex drive.
So he's only pooping 2 days out of the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And
he's not satisfied with that yet. He wants to get down to once a week.
What's the day? What day? If it's once a week, is it Wednesday? It's got to be Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wednesday or Thursday. You know what I'm saying? It'd have to be one of those days in the middle of the week because you couldn't wait all week and only go on Saturday. But I guess at that point it's infinite. It doesn't matter. You just pick a day.
The last sentence here is the internal waste provides more cushioning against violent impacts I see on Sunday.
So
dude, this guy is a liability to not only the Broncos, not only to my fantasy team, but to society. He is a fucking liability. Sorry to cut you off 2.0. I just had to get that out there.
That's weird, dude. I mean, like I guess you try to do it on Monday. You thought
Tom Brady was weird. You thought Tom Brady was weird.
Yeah, would you poop after the game? So you'd have to poop like Monday. He talks like he has the ability to move the day. I've decided it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like, how do you come about controlling that and making that decision? I'm only pooping on Thursday. How do you do that? How do you zero it in on a day? How do you only get it down to just 2 days?
If he gets sacked and shits himself on TV,
oh, bro, he'd be done. There'd be no more riding. Let's ride. They'd be like, no, you're not riding. You better put a towel down if you're gonna ride with us, dude. You got your shit all over your pants.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna go play in London this week, and he shits himself in front of the UK.
He's not pooping the whole flight.
I know, but the UK's got enough trouble right now with their prime ministers and their inflation, and then you're gonna have Russell Wilson come in and just shit himself in front of 50,000 people. Jesus Christ!
At Wembley Stadium or whatever. Yeah, dude, that's weird. That's a weird thing to talk about, and that I'm assuming he's plugging an app, so he's plugging the Number 2 app.
Or he might be plugging his butthole so he doesn't shit himself.
Yeah, I kind of tossed that one in there. No, but I mean, really, who download? That's just so weird. I don't know. That's just like an overshare. I don't know why you'd be like, yeah, I got downloaded this poop app, And I'm down to Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like, there's so many questions. Like, how did you zero in on those days? How are you able to do that? Like, it's like exercise, and then one day he just doesn't exercise as much, so he's like, oh, now I'm gonna poop today. Like, and you got to give it to Sierra. Like, he wifed the right woman. The fact that this man can walk out there, talk about his poop apps on his phone, how he wants to only poop once a week, one time a week. Which I guess it has to be Monday, but what if it's Monday Night Football? Then he's got to move it. He needs to make sure he has it. He's supremely full when he's playing. Because it helps him with impacts. Is that what he's saying?
But it also, he said that, but also he said it's improved his sex drive. I remember Vato didn't have sex until he got with Sierra. That was his thing. He was a virgin.
And now that's just, yeah, I don't know.
Now he's holding in his poop to have a better sex drive.
I don't even know what to say to that. Where did he say this? Sorry, we'll get into more of Joe's picks. But where did he say this? I'm sorry, Joe.
So this got sent to me by my League of Dorks because I drafted Russell Wilson as a rookie, like I've said before.
Yeah.
The Athletic.
The Athletic? Man. That's good.
Pardon my take.
Pardon my take. Wow.
Pardon my dookie.
Yeah, dude. You got to do that at home, too. Those have got to be, like, ruthless. There's no way. Like, ancient secrets come out whenever he's got to fart all the time. Does he not fart? Is farting bad? I have so many questions. If I ever see him, I have to ask him, like, tell me about your poop routine. He'd be like, and he'd be cool with it. He'd be like, let me tell you.
I don't know how he goes in that locker room and people take him seriously after that.
Yeah, that's rough. That's weird, man. That's not okay.
Because I saw that you had an article in there that said Russ sucks.
Russ sucks. It was just 2 clips I wanted to ask Joe about how he feels about Russell Wilson playing like crap. But now I didn't realize he's like full of crap, and that's like a thing, and that maybe that's why he's playing bad.
Nah, he says his energy is up.
That's weird. All right, well,
he's playing bad because he hasn't got to the 1 day a week. You know, he's only on 2 days.
Yeah, that's what's stressing him out. It's like, oh, god damn it. I knew I'd be playing better if I didn't shit yesterday. But I had to, man. I had to. I don't know. That'd be weird. That's a weird locker room. That's a weird guy to give like $200 and something million to.
Yeah, so happy we did that.
Yeah.
So happy.
Yeah. Well, you were in the beginning, and now you're,
Matt Hackett is like, what the fuck?
God damn it, son. Take a shit. What's your problem? We gave you a bunch of money. Go out there. Why do you have poop apps on your phone? Delete that. And Yelp, delete that too. Quit leaving. I don't understand. That's so weird. In the Athletic, part of my take. All right, let's get back into your picks. All right, so recap. So the Jets won, and we learned a lot about Russell Wilson. Steelers, Dolphins.
Yeah, so we had the Dolphins -7 on Sunday Night Football. That did not hit. The Dolphins did win by 6, but neither team scored any points in the second half. Their offenses just disappeared. Tua did look pretty good. He wasn't like the old Tua that was putting up 400 yards a game. He threw for like 260 something, which is still not bad. It's actually, fuck, I wish Russell Wilson would throw for 260 yards. But
that's rad.
Yeah, so that game did not hit. We had the Falcons at the Bengals over 47.5. That hit pretty easily. Bengals were actually able to protect Joe Burrow, and their offense went off, winning 35-17. The Falcons did lose against the spread and are no longer undefeated against the spread.
Boom. Yeah, we hyped him up last week for being like a 6-0 against the spread.
Well, I mean, when someone's 6-0, you gotta mention it.
I agree. We jinxed him.
Yeah, that's true. We did jinx him.
Then last play, we had the Ravens-Bengals moneyline parlay, which does hit. And yeah, we're 3-1 on the week, up 1.9 units.
Let's go. All right, and now
so we're tied. We're tied right now. Like 1.9 to to 2.0 for me as far as units.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, man versus robot. It's a tie so far. Who's gonna win? Nat Hackett's calling it from the reunion arena. That's right.
I'm 2.0. I'm 2.0, and my name is Russell Wilson. I do a 2.0 only twice a week.
Oh, that's so weird. I'm sorry. That's such a weird thing. Why would you talk about that?
He's a trendsetter.
That's a weird trend. Don't start a trend about talking to people about how you use the bathroom. That's weird. Don't do that. Keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you want apps for it, I guess, but I don't want to know if someone, you do you, but I don't want to know if, don't openly talk about it with me at least. I just wonder how that became an interview. Now I'm going to have to look this article up so I can read it because I want to know how this was brought up. Like, oh, my fitness and my workout routine. I only poop twice a week. That lady was like, what? Wait, tell me more. Oh,
he's doing two. He's doing 2 a weeks.
And Nat Hackett's like, God, not again.
Yeah.
No reporters in the locker room. All right. So get into your Stone Cold Iceberg, where what's it? Jack drowns in the Titanic locks of the week.
All right. So first off, we got the Titans -2 at the Texans at -110. Titans won last week 19-10 against the Colts. Meanwhile, the Texans lost 38-10 at the Raiders. So Titans offense hasn't been doing great so far. They ranked 29th passing and 20th in rushing. But Derrick Henry, he's been getting better as the season's gone on. He's averaging 115 yards over the last 3 games.
Beast.
He's going against the Texans defense that ranks last against the run. So then on the flip side, you have the Texans offense, which ranks 15th in passing, but 24th in rushing. But my bad, it was 25th in passing, not 15th. Then Dameon Pierce does look like he's a solid running back, but this Titans defense ranks 4th against the run. Do struggle against the pass, so I think Davis Mills will have a good game, but I don't think they have enough weapons to compete here. The Titans are going to control time of possession, run the ball, and Derrick Henry's going to have a big day.
Yeah, I had the Titans in one of my parlays. I didn't take the points. Are you laying points on that?
Yeah, just -2.
Oh, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a solid pick. The Texans play everyone hard. I always feel bad. The Texans, as a team and a franchise, Texans fans don't piss me off. They have, the Texans teams always play hard. I got to give it to them in the sense that now they have Lovie Smith is their head coach, but they always play everybody hard. It's like this team that the Lions have slowly become. But they're playing people fucking tough, man. It's the same with the Steelers team. They're obviously bad. Mike Tomlin might have his first losing season in his history of ever being a head coach, which is wild to think about in the first place. But even then, they gave a run for their money when it came to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins, they put up all these yards, but they didn't get shit for points. They're starting. Yeah. They're if they're not getting these big plays that are wide open for touchdowns, the closer they get to the end zone, the worse that offense gets. They don't really have any. Their best possession people is their tight end, who's great, but he's still kind of like a oversized wide receiver. What we've seen from them, it's all quick and in between the numbers and lots of drags and lots of quick misdirection, but they're not getting. I guess the game before in this last game with Tua, Tua maybe not being 100%.
The way that I looked at it was I thought that the Texans were underrated for a large part of the season and that the Titans were overrated. And I feel I think the Texans are properly rated and the Titans are properly rated, and therefore the Titans are better. The only thing is it's a divisional game and it's in Houston. So to lay 2 points on that, I'm surprised it's not a pick 'em. I can't believe that the Titans are actually even favored, but here we are.
Yeah, I could totally see this being a pick-em. And, yeah, the Titans have played good. They've lost some close games this year to some teams that they shouldn't have lost. Looks like they've learned from some of their mistakes, and Henry's a beast for sure. But there's a lot of teams. I mean, we'll get into more of the picks, but there's a lot of teams that are definitely underperforming, and teams that are like close or tied for their division. Where I'm like, well, one of them is like should be better than they are, and the other one should not be this good. And in that mode, I'm like, I feel like, you know, the Falcons are a better team than the Bucks right now, even if they're tied and the Bucks have first place. Though from what I've seen from both teams, like the Falcons are overachieving and like still could play better. Whereas like I'm like, how much better do I really think the Bucks can play? Like I don't know. Like on offense, like I haven't seen shit to make me think that they're going to be anything viable. All right, next one. Ooh, that's a good one.
All right, so next up we got 49ers -1.5 at the Rams. 49ers did lose pretty big at home last week to the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are a top 3 team in the league. I'm not going to put too much on that. Thankfully for them, the Rams are a much worse team than the Chiefs.
Yes.
Offensive line still struggles, and they're going to have a rough day against the 49ers front seven. That is really good. They're ranked 10th against the pass and 2nd against the run. Meanwhile, the Rams offense is 31st on the ground and 11th through the air. I don't know how the Rams defense is going to stop this 49ers offense, especially since we don't know how they're going to incorporate Christian McCaffrey. He's had a full week of practice. You know he's going to be incorporated more, but what does that look like? So that's going to be hard for the Rams to adjust to. 49ers are also 5-1 against the Rams in their last 6 games as well. I like the 49ers to win here.
Yeah, I think the 49ers win that for sure. Yeah, we'll see what McCaffrey's able to pull out of his bag. That'll be interesting. It's a big trade. They traded up a lot to get him. And then if they decide to, you know, they keep Jimmy G and then Trey Lance comes back, I mean, that's some dynamic offense. You could run some crazy RPO shit with that. I mean, I'm sure they will, and then hopefully he doesn't get hurt this time. But, yeah, that was a wild pickup. And, I mean, the Rams are just trash.
I thought it was light, like how much they gave up for Christian McCaffrey. Like you're saying, you wanted a first and a second for Judy. Well, they didn't even get a first for Christian McCaffrey, who's, in my opinion, dominant when he's healthy. But that's the thing; it's when he's healthy.
Yeah.
But I also think the calculus here is the Niners have those 2 quarterbacks, so they could trade one and get some of those picks back.
That's true.
Yeah, I could see that. That's not a bad move. I mean, like I said earlier, the Eagles traded a 4th-round pick for Robert Quinn this afternoon. Let's fucking go. That's huge. He had, 18.5 sacks last year? Let's go, Birds.
Somebody just, the commissioner in my League of Dorks, just, where it's a Dynasty League, like, and we all have to have, it's 16 teams, we all have to have 2 defenses at all times.
Yeah.
So defenses aren't available to pick up. You have 2 on your roster, and you can only trade for them.
Yeah.
He tried to trade me, amongst other things, in this dumb package. I thought he was having a stroke. But he tried to trade, a part of it was the Eagles defense, which I have, for the Rams defense. I'm like, the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, get out of here, Buster McDouglas. All right, your next picks. I like this
so
one.
next up, we got the Ravens money line at even money at the Buccaneers. Mr. Goody Two Shoes talked about it a little bit earlier, but the Bucs have been really bad lately. They lost 21-3 on Sunday at the Panthers. Their defense has given up 21 points per game over the last 3 games, and the offense has not been good at all. I think they're going to struggle against this team. I don't know. Their defense hasn't seen anyone as dynamic as Lamar Jackson this season, and the fact that the Bucs will be without their safety Antoine Winfield, that's going to hurt them a lot.
Yep.
I think this is a good chance for Lamar Jackson to have a huge game, and I expect them to get the win on Thursday night and take advantage of this struggling Bucs team.
Yeah, the Bucs look bad. Like I was saying, they looked sloppy. They were super sloppy the whole game. Whenever there was that drop pass, I was like, that was so sloppy. And then the next drive, it was like Tom Brady's just ducking balls in the ground. And when I'm just, what is going on out here?
Yeah, and also Buccaneers Twitter is like they're like livid about what's going on. They're like, if Byron Leftwich, who's their offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
like if he was still a player, he would have got benched by now.
Oh yeah, but I mean they don't have anybody to back their backs up. They have Blaine Gabbert.
No, I'm just talking about no, I'm talking about Byron Leftwich.
Oh, you mean like pull him
Like
fire his ass?
They think that like everybody in Tampa, they're like, what are we doing? Like the play calling is like the worst play calling in the league.
Well, I just think
Like
that
they-
their injury. I don't think they have necessarily the weapons to operate what they want to do. And you got to remember, like Tom Brady has a lot of freedom at the offensive line and audibles and check with me's, where he can change plays. When he goes to the line, he has a choice. He has a choice of probably 3 or 4 plays he can run out of a set.
But they're like throwing the ball 50 times a game and running it like 8.
Yeah, well, I've always said if Tom Brady's throwing the ball 30 to 35 times more, that's not a good game. Like the chances, the more he throws the ball, the less likely they win, because it just gets shorter. The field gets shorter and shorter. The game takes longer and longer. And I just don't. I mean, besides Godwin, I don't really believe in any of the weapons they have. And their running game's bad. If they go up against anybody that's good sideline to sideline, they give them a run for their fucking money because they have nobody that can really run past you. Like nobody. There's no like outside of Godwin. And so they throw to him constantly. And he's coming back from a knee injury. And they're throwing him the ball a gazillion times. Not saying that he can't handle it, but
Godwin was in that trade offer with the Eagles Rams defense.
yeah.
And the guy was trying to slang me Bateman. And I was like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. And then he was like, Godwin's always injured, and Bateman's like he's like a Keenan Allen is like a good comp. I'm like, oh, like Keenan Allen's not always fucking injured. Like he goes and eats a sandwich and he gets injured. Like, you know, like out of all the players you could have picked to compare him to, while saying that Godwin's always hurt, you picked Keenan Allen, who's hurt more. Good job.
All right, what's your next pick? Yeah, Ravens are going to smoke him, hopefully. Just run all over him, Lamar Jackson. Gritty's all over Tom Brady's baby mama's bed.
All right, so next up we got a teaser here. We're taking 2 overs. So we got the Raiders at the Saints, from teasing it down from over 50 to over 44. We got the Cardinals at the Vikings. We're teasing it down from over 49 down to over 43. So for this Raiders Saints game, the last 4 games for the Saints have all gone over 50 points, and they've also given up at least 25 points per game over that span as well. Meanwhile, on the Raiders, they have scored at least 29 points in their last 3 games, which includes games against the Broncos and the Chiefs, which are two very good defenses. I think it can go over 50, but I'm gonna have a little bit of fun here and tease it down to 44. And we're gonna pair it with this Cardinals-Vikings game. Cardinals have not been good this year, but with DeAndre Hopkins, they look like a completely different team. Have had an extra 3 days to prepare for this game and get Hopkins back into the offense. If you watched the game last Thursday night, he was having a couple of miscues. I think this extra 3 days are really going to help to resolve all that. Then you have a Cardinals defense that ranks 25th against the pass, but 6th against the rush. I think the combo of Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson is going to be too much for this Cardinals defense to handle, and I think they're going to have a huge day. So I expect this total to get over 43 points.
I could see that. I like both those picks. I mean, Thielen, kind of like has fallen off. He's still good, but Jefferson's lighting it up, man. Jefferson's like the fucking truth in comparison. And the Cardinals, because they also, like I said, they picked up Anderson. They traded for Anderson from the Colts, so they got Anderson and they got Hopkins. Well, they have a lot of, in that spread offense, they have a lot of good guys that are in open space or faster than most and hard to bring down to the ground, for sure. Because you have Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Anderson's one of the top 15 fastest receivers in the league. That dude's really fast. That's pretty much his only thing, is he's super fast and can run flies and just run right by people.
Yeah, but he was about to like knock out his coach like on the sideline in Carolina. So
Yeah, but it was the Panthers.
if
The Panthers seemed like they're completely in complete and total dysfunction. Like
Yeah,
they
they
seem
are.
like a mess. So it seems like Robbie Anderson had something to say and didn't like. Obviously, there was some beef there before. He wanted out, so they got rid of him.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you think like gives a fuck about Kingsbury if Kingsbury like, you know,
Yeah,
like says something to him.
yeah, no, that's true. But I mean, you got to remember, he before they even traded for Baker Mayfield, Robbie Anderson said like, "Do not trade for Baker Mayfield. I do not want him to be my quarterback." He like said
And
he like openly said that, and then they
he's
traded for
he's
him.
literally the worst quarterback in the league.
Yeah, and now
Like,
he's
statistically.
benched. Now he's benched, and PJ Walker just went out there and bought himself at least 4 or 5 more games. Like Baker's bench riding. I wish I saw that clip of his dumbass dancing. I can't stand Baker. All right, what's your don't bet? What you don't bet?
And so for don't bet, we got Panthers at the Falcons. Falcons are 4.5-point favorites here. It's the reason I'm putting this as a don't bet is I don't know how much Panthers are, like how good the Panthers are. They're coming off a big upset win. The Falcons just got destroyed by the Bengals, but the Falcons, so far from what we've seen this season, are better than the Panthers. So I don't know how to read this game. PJ Walker is 3-1 straight up as a starter. That does give them an advantage, but I don't know if I trust them to beat this Falcons team.
I totally agree with you. I was thinking about putting it into parlay, and I was like, "Nah, this is a stay away."
Yeah, tough game to get a read on. So I'm just not gonna bet it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, -4.5. Yeah, I'd stay away from it because we don't know what the Panthers are. They ran the ball really well, good last week too, but they're playing at Atlanta. I mean, London and Pitts have basically been invisible. They've wasted 2 big picks on wide receivers, or a wide receiver and a tight end, and they just hand the ball off constantly. So it's kind of interesting, their offensive philosophy. But I think it was like they had maybe like 3 or 4 combined targets last week. But Falcons are...
That offense is just weird.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like the Falcons are still better than we all expected, right? Like I think we can all say they're definitely playing above expectations. Or the Bucks are playing so below expectations that they should actually have one more loss because of that bullshit roughing the passer,
roughing
the passer we talked about before against the Falcons. So I mean, I could just see them in that rematch. I don't see that going very well for Tom Brady or Tom Booty, as Antonio Brown calls him.
Well, hold on. No, it's Carolina and Atlanta.
No, I know, but I'm saying in the division because right now they're tied, but Tampa Bay is above Atlanta in the division because they won that close game. So I'm saying in the division, the Bucks are playing below expectations. You could say with that win now, the Panthers played above expectations last week, but the Bucks look so bad in comparison to what we thought, as where Atlanta's the opposite. Where I could see Atlanta snaking and winning that division, and a rematch not going the same way as it did before.
And also Carolina, lost their coach, got rid of Robbie Anderson. It was like, if there's ever going to be a time where everybody in that locker room, was like unified, like let's go out here and get it done. That was last week. So
yeah,
I don't know if it carries over.
Yeah. And what's your upset? What's your upset 2.0?
All right, sorry, I got a little bit of background noise here.
No, you're good.
So upset, we got Giants money line at the Seahawks at +130. So it looks like the Seahawks will be without DK Metcalf this week, which is going to hurt their offense.
Is it?
Yeah, say that again?
I said, is it really? Like, I mean, to me, like, I thought he was going to be the best receiver in the league for years, but he hasn't really done shit this year.
He hasn't, but he's still a threat that from a defensive side, like, you need to respect it. You can't just ignore him.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Then also the Giants have been on a tear recently, and they're 6-1 on the season. Both teams do have bad defenses, but the Seahawks are slightly worse. Saquon Barkley has been going off this season. He looks just like he did when he was back at Penn State.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep riding this Giants team and take them on the money line at the Seahawks.
So are the Giants the real deal?
I think so. Like, real deal as in
when they get rid of Daniel Jones.
Oh, don't you talk about my boy Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes is lighting
He's
it up.
not that good.
He's not
I
that
know.
bad either, though. He's really
I
not.
dra-
This is
I
like the.
drafted.
Yeah.
I got to keep talking about it. I drafted him as a rookie, so he's on my League of Dorks team. He was also in this trade offer, and who did the guy want to trade me to trade him Danny Dimes for? Matt fucking Ryan, who might not ever play a fucking snap in the league again. I'm like, this is the worst trade I've ever seen in my life offered. Like, get out of here.
And you said this was the president of the league?
He's one of the commissioners, yeah.
Like one of the commissioners? That guy's an idiot. Why would you take that?
I have this like 8-page text that I did he just sent me off to read, but fuck you, Max. That's his name, Max.
Okay, you heard it here first. Fuck you, Max, supposedly, for your shitty ass trade offers. Yeah, I mean, I think the Seahawks are good too, though. I want the Giants to lose. I need the Giants to lose. I want them to lose. So I hope you're wrong on that upset. Geno Smith, man, lighting it up, beating those Chargers, where I said the Chargers probably wouldn't make the playoffs, and they look really bad, and they have a lot of injuries. They have a shit ton of injuries.
Bad. I think I watched that Seahawks Chargers game, and Geno Smith did like turn the ball over a couple times, but he's actually really fucking good. He looks like Russell Wilson back in the day, and I don't know. I think that the Seahawks are legit.
I mean, they were more legit when they had J.C. Jackson and Bosa, and they had these pieces that they're now missing, like permanently for the year. Just saying, like they're like we were saying before. I mean, last year it all started. They punctured what's his name, Tyrod Taylor's lung, and then after that,
you're talking about the Chargers.
The Chargers. No. The Seahawks are look real deal. I mean, Walker's been running all over people. I mean, their running game looks good, and that's the classic Seahawks. They lose. Rashard Penny gets hurt again for the umptillionth time, or Chris Carson's hurt, or someone else is hurt, and they have just another backup running back who just lights it the fuck up. So he looks like the real deal. And yeah, Geno Smith is just, I mean, comeback player of the year. He has to be. He has to be, right? He has to be.
Yeah.
And if they make the playoffs or win that division, you have to make a case for Geno Smith to be MVP. Not that he'd win it, but he'd get 1 or 2 votes. Somebody would vote for him. Yeah, no. If the Seahawks,
Micah Parsons unanimous vote.
Not gonna happen.
Hey, dude, I think he's got to be up there. I can pull up the odds, but
it's got to be right now. Pat Mahomes has got to be Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen are 1 and 2 for sure. Like, and you'd have Jalen Hurts as like a dark horse 3 or 4 for MVP right now. Yeah, it would have to be Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes.
Josh Allen, maybe.
Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes have to be close to the top because they're both lighting it up.
Well, we'll find out.
All right, well, those are picks. You look it up. Those are picks. We got to let Joe go because Joe's got to go, do his college thing. But, like always, we appreciate you being here 2.0. You're hot. You're sexy. You're the man under the stairs. And yeah, just have fun, man, and take it easy. And yeah, we'll see you next week. And yeah, I appreciate the text update. And if you want, man, like you should put some, like a good chunk of money down on one of like the 7 team or one of these $1,000 parlays. We'll text about it, but I want to put some money. Well, I'll send you something separate or something, or I'll reimburse if we lose it. But I want to do some crazy ass bet because I see all these posts of people and betting like, oh, who scores the first 2 baskets, and they're winning like $70,000. You know
yeah, well, that's how they get you, bro. 2.0. Just make sure you wear protection tonight. All right.
All right, I will.
We don't need it. We don't need a 3.0 yet.
Facts.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Later, man. That's awesome. All right. Well, we still got Mr. Goody in the house, chilling, chewing gum. If you didn't listen Monday, go back and check out our Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod we had on Monday.
I'm not chewing gum. It's a goldfish flavor blasted.
What flavor? Just cheddar?
Extra cheddar.
Okay.
Start paying your boy. I
was gonna say because I like the pizza. Pizza goldfish are pretty lit.
No, I like that when I was like 9.
Yeah, I guess I don't really eat goldfish that often.
Well,
or pretzel. The pretzel ones are great. Just the pretzel goldfish. Those are lit.
No, dude.
What? Get out of here.
No.
Hater.
All right.
What are the odds? Tell me. Lay it on me.
It's harder to find than I thought. It fluctuates everywhere. Right now? Okay. So the top 5 are Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes,
Hey.
Jalen Hurts,
Hey.
Lamar Jackson, and Joey Burrs.
Okay.
Right now, yeah, it is like a statistical tie between Hurts and Mahomes. And then Josh Allen, though, is the favorite.
Yeah. Because he's just putting up stupid statistics, but
Yeah. And Joey Burrs is trending, and Lamar Jackson is going the other way.
yeah,
But
but
they're basically tied. They're both like at like plus like 1,400,
okay.
and Josh Allen is like at shit. He's like at here we go. Josh Allen plus 125, Mahomes plus 400, Hurts plus 450, Lamar plus 1,400, Joey Burrs plus 1,600, and then I don't know how this is the thing. Herbert plus 3,000 is the next one.
How is
How is he even on this list? Dude, we could get down on this though. Geno Smith plus 10,000.
bro?
Bro, lock that in right now.
Because what's their record right now? What's the record? Where is it? They're 4-3, so that's not great.
This was updated yesterday. This is Caesar Sportsbook.
But he's lighting it up, man. I'm telling you, if they win the division, if they go on a roll and win the division, and Geno Smith lights it up, he's easily. Because I mean, what's the line? Because is there bets for a comeback player of the year? Because he's got to be top. He has to, he has to be the top person for that. Now, what would be G is if it was like Hopkins won comeback player of the year.
It's actually Saquon, and then Geno. Saquon is minus 225, so he's like a big time favorite.
What's Miles Sanders? I bet you because was missed almost. Well, he was not really comeback. He played some last year.
Yeah, he's not even on this list.
Yeah, 'cause he played.
Yeah, Danny Dimes is up there.
Okay, what's his odds?
Plus 2,800.
Okay.
He's number 5 on the list.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry number 4 at plus 1,200, and then Christian McCaffrey plus 900 at 3. Geno Smith at plus 450. Saquon minus 225.
How can you make Derrick Henry comeback player of the year? He ran for almost 1,000 yards last year in like 6 or 7 games. What's the cutoff? What's the cutoff for comeback player of the year? Like how many games?
There is no cutoff.
I mean,
like Ja Morant just won comeback player of the year in the NBA last year, and he was a rookie the year before, and he played good. Like I don't.
No, I think he won most improved player.
That's the same. Is that not the same?
No, comeback players like you were out. So like Alex Smith won it whenever he took Washington to the playoffs, and they were like he won comeback player of the year. It's normally someone who's like been really shitty, and then they come back and play really fucking good.
No, I think most improved player is an NBA thing, and comeback player is an NFL thing.
Yeah, then maybe because most improved. Yeah, Ja Morant was definitely most improved player because he was rookie of the year, or he balled out, and then he was even better. He was like an MVP candidate the next year, so he made like a huge leap as a player. His stats were good, and they got even better.
But I'm saying that those are the exact same award. They just call them different things.
I don't know, man. Because I don't think they don't really have a most improved player in the NFL, but comeback
They don't.
player is somebody.
It doesn't exist.
I know, but it's normally I feel like most improved is somebody who played. Normally, comeback player is someone who's missed time, like was out. So Derrick Henry missed like 11 games last year, so he's on it for comeback player of the year because he won the rushing title 2 years in a row. He can't be any more improved than being like the leading rusher in the league. But he broke his foot or some shit. And then he was out, and he had surgery. Now he's back, and he's crushing it. I think McCaffrey missed a shit ton of last year. Geno Smith was just like watching Russell Wilson not take poops. But I think Russell was down to like 3 days at that point, and he was real irritable. so it was tough on Gino. That's the
irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah, I think that's how you get it. I think that's how you get irritable bowel. I mean, not to make light of the situation. So if you have it, I apologize. But I don't think that holding your poop for like a week is a good idea. I don't think that's good for you. I don't believe him. I don't care how he feels. Somebody's got to tell him that's a bad idea.
Are you saying he's full of shit?
Yes. I'm saying he is absolutely full of shit. If you're just joining us now, Russell Wilson talked about only controlling his bowel movements, going twice a day, trying to get down to one a day.
One a week.
One a week. Sorry, one a week. One a day. That's atrocious to him. You're a monster. That's insane. No wonder they're playing so bad.
No, I know. I should have traded him, dude.
I was talking about it earlier, but I needed someone to bounce it off of. So did you know that Antonio Brown was the president of Donda Sports?
I knew he was like involved.
He's the president of Donda Sports.
Did you see that Aaron Donald just left?
Yeah, Aaron Donald and Jaylen Brown, Celtics basketball player, they both just left.
What a crazy fuck up by Kanye.
And then today he supposedly tried to go into a Skechers headquarters in LA and got kicked out. He got kicked out of the building by Skechers.
You said that Kanye was worth like 1 point whatever billion, 1.8. Forbes just came out and said now he's worth 400 million.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because he
lost 1.4 billion dollars because he's like a maniac, like with anti-Semitic tropes, like ridiculous.
Yeah. Everybody's dropping him. I think I saw an Instagram where King Ice, the people who were like, "Oh, we're gonna sell chains," they dropped their Yeezy collection today. So their Yeezus piece with the diamonds in it.
I know, and Adidas dropped them, and Adidas had their company start like under Nazi Germany, and they're like, this anti-Semitic shit is too much for even our German asses.
Well, that's why they had to say something. They were getting pressured by people on the outside to do something about it. It's like it didn't look good. It looked even worse with given their history by not doing anything. Like it's. I know
they said they were like looking into it, and I was like, what the fuck are you have to look into?
You don't need to look into. There's like he's going off the rails, absolutely insane. But that's nuts, though, because like Jaylen Brown, Aaron Donald, all these people release statements and they're leaving his sports portion, like the sports agency, and then Antonio Brown released a statement that he's standing by Kanye and he's gonna stick with him and he believes in like the vision of Donda. And it's like, well, what else is Jaylen Brown? I mean, what else is Antonio Brown? Excuse me. What else the fuck is he doing? He's not. Antonio Brown's not doing shit. He's like sending trolly pictures on Snapchat and Instagram and shit and Twitter to Tom Brady. And
no, he's doing bath salts.
You think he's doing bath salts?
Maybe. Meth.
I think he's probably doing coke. If Antonio Brown's doing anything, he's probably doing coke. I don't think he'd be doing. I think he's too.
A little bath salt sprinkled in there.
Maybe. But
just to get that extra.
But when that came out, it's like, well, Antonio Brown released a statement as president of Donda Sports. I was like, what the fuck? That guy's in charge of that? How did any of these athletes like stick around? He was in all the meetings. What's up, y'all? Especially if you played in the NFL with him, and you're like, this guy's kind of crazy, right?
Well, see, I didn't even really know much about Donda Sports. Like, I mean, like, what does Kanye have to do with sports? Like, dude's never like touched a football in his life.
True, and he has his new Donda School.
It's like, you're not Jay-Z, bro. You're not Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jay-Z doesn't talk that much. Not to that extent. And doesn't say the most unhinged shit ever. Spitting like crazy conspiracy theories.
No, I know, but Jay-Z has a successful sports agency.
No, I know. Well, Jay-Z's interesting. Like, whenever he had a bit of the Nets, and then when he opened up the agency, he had to, like, get rid of it because it was a conflict of interest. I was like, oh, that's tight. But I'm sure he
But LeBron has a sports agency, and he doesn't have to give up.
Because other people control it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. And it's all of his homies. It's all of his friends.
The fuck out of here, Rich Paul.
That is kind of tight, though. Is Rich Paul still with Adele? I remember they were, like, dating or some shit. And it was like...
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, dude. Rich Paul was dating Adele for a while.
Well, she lost a lot of weight, so you're probably not into it anymore, because I know how you guys like to get down with the thick white girls.
Get out of here, dude. You need to quit saying that, man. You're going to get my channel striked or some shit.
I like the girls.
Get out of here. I know, but the way you go about saying it, you make it all about black men. You make it
I never
race.
said anything about black men.
Then why do you always
Jesus.
include me?
I didn't include. I just said you guys.
Oh, okay. You're so ridiculous.
I meant like entrepreneurs.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I have this video. You can't see it, but there's this video, and I was gonna ask you. These people are at a football game, a Patriots game, in the stands. They're smoking weed out of a Michelob Ultra Long Boy can. Would you smoke weed inside of a stadium like this? I would never, dude. That's crazy. There's so many people around. There's like all these people surrounding them. Like, what are you doing? This chick's filming it.
I would 100% do that. I got white privilege. I got the complexion for the protection.
Dude, well, I guess they're upper decks, but still, that's just rough, man.
What stadium is it in?
I'm trying to. Who did the Patriots play last week?
They got handled by the Bears. Right?
By the Jets? No, yeah. Well, yeah, no, it was the Bears. So, yeah, I think it was the Bears. So, it was during the Bears game.
In Chicago?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, Soldier Field, baby. Go get it.
And there are a bunch of Patriots fans in the upper decks. This guy's wearing a Sylvester hoodie. Or a Tom and Jerry. Sorry, Tom and Jerry hoodie.
Leave. What are you worried about?
I wouldn't be doing that with that many people around, man. That's crazy.
Meanwhile, Antonio Brown is like in the bathroom, like blowing lines.
Dude, Antonio Brown's a psychopath. And he's in charge.
We all know that.
I know, but that's just so mind-blowing to me that he was the president of Donda Sports. I know I'm not...
Didn't Antonio Brown and a running back, I forget his name, on the Steelers get caught smoking weed in the car, like during practice?
Oh, Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two shits.
Well, and the Le'Veon Bell's been boxing now. He just boxed Adrian Peterson and knocked him out.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Have you not seen that?
No.
Man, it's
why didn't we lead the podcast off with that?
that happened a while ago.
Oh, he got his bell rung.
Yeah, dude. He got knocked the fuck out.
That's crazy because like Adrian Peterson is a man amongst boys. Like,
Yeah, but Adrian Peterson had
Adrian Peterson would beat up his son with like a fucking switch.
Yeah, but I was gonna say Adrian Peterson kind of had that coming. There's a lot of people who are not sad that Adrian Peterson got knocked out. I'm playing the clip right now, but they're boxing and he sticks him good, man. And I think Le'Veon Bell's fighting somebody else. Also, Anderson Silva is supposed to be fighting Jake Paul coming up on Showtime in Triller. But yeah, man, Peterson got knocked the fuck out.
Shout out Jake Paul. I was trying to tell people he's a real fucking fighter.
Yeah, but I mean, and like, okay, he's definitely a real boxer, but fighting a 47-year-old former MMA fighter, I'm like, get out of here, man. Like, while that's obviously tough, that's not like this. He needs to. I want him to fight somebody, like an actually well-named boxer.
His brother fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, but that's an exhibition match. He's not trying to knock him out in that fight.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think. I don't think Mayweather is.
Oh well, Mayweather. Like, how many knockouts does he even have?
I think if Mayweather wanted to put the hands on him like he has other pros with his speed, he could definitely choose to do it if he wanted to.
I think so, because he would have.
Nah, man, I don't think that I don't know. But now he's fighting.
You don't think there's a bonus in the contract for a knockout?
No, I don't think there would be. I don't think that's the point.
That's how the UFC works.
Well, yeah, but this isn't the UFC. We're talking about a boxing match that's like, I swear, like barely sanctioned in the fact that he's handpicking these fighters. He's like, I'm going to fight Nate Robinson. I'm going to fight Anderson Silva. And Anderson Silva is a good fighter and was a great MMA fighter, but he's like 47. Like, so you're fighting, and then you fighted Ben Askren, an old, retired Ben Askren with 2 bad hips. And I'm not saying
you say that you're 47. So, look.
I'm not saying I could go box him and win. I'm not saying I would never say that. I haven't boxed or trained in anything like that to that extent at all. But there's other people who are his age who fought professionally more, who he should fight. Like this, like cherry picking and being like, I'm a professional fighter, then fight in the professional circuit. Don't fight people that you're picking. Like then actually go try to attain a belt.
He's looking for a box office. He doesn't care about the belt. He's looking for the money.
No, I know. He's all about it for the promotion and all the money he gets out of it. So I get it. It's all for the financial gain, and that's fine. But then be more upfront about that and not claim like, well, I'm a real boxer. It's like, well, no, you're cherry picking people that you're pretty sure you could beat in exhibition matches for big paydays. So like you're not like going out and fighting in like a tournament, or not going out. You haven't done go fight somebody else. Like don't pick random athletes and washed up MMA fighters. That's all I'm saying. Go fight Le'Veon Bell. I'd like to see him fight Le'Veon Bell. That'd be interesting.
Would you rather fight Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
If you had to pick one.
Yeah. I asked that to the super producer back in like a year ago.
Probably
we were talking about it.
Probably Logan.
Yeah, Logan's supposed to be actually better. He's the one who got the fight with Mayweather.
No, I know.
And he also has the Charizard chain, gold chain.
Well, they're
diamond.
also bigger. They're also like bigger than me in size. So whoever I'm fighting like gonna be fighting somebody that's bigger, that's taller than me for sure. He'll have more of a reach. So it'd be like, I don't know.
I'll fight Joey Bag of Donuts on the same card as you fighting Logan Paul.
Okay, deal. Joey, you're gonna
come find us.
You're gonna get
Talk to my attorneys, Joey.
Joe Rogan would rip you to pieces.
Would you get brain damage for $2 million?
How bad?
I don't know. I got brain damage for free, like in high school.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. What's the odds on Russell Wilson being MVP?
It's off. They took it off.
Took it off. It's gone.
We're not. Vegas does not want to lose their ass on that.
Yeah, I don't even.
And Russ might lose his ass just from holding in all of the feces.
Jesus, did you see there's this video of the guide wire from one of the sky cams of ESPN knocked the trajectory of a pass from Mac Jones that ended up being intercepted on Monday night. So he threw a pass, and the ball clipped the guide wire of that sky cam.
Sky cam.
And it.
I was thinking about that because in the Cowboy Stadium they've got that huge ass screen, and punters will hit it. They're like, oh, punters will never hit this, and it happens once a season at least. And then I was thinking about the sky cam. I'm like, that seems like it could be a problem. So apparently it is.
They're saying it did not hit the sky wire.
It's a camera. Couldn't you see it?
The wire is more than 15 feet above the ball, and our sky cam system follows all NFL protocols. Nah, man. Some people are saying maybe it's an anomaly camera angle because they're behind. But it looks like the trajectory changes. I don't know. I've always wondered that. I'd be pissed. I don't like whenever they hit the top of the thing and they make them repunt it. I think if you can touch the top of the big scoreboard at Cowboy Stadium, it should be a live ball. Let it roll. You shouldn't get a repunt. You should just let it go.
I think Jerry Jones needs to invest in a different screen that's higher.
Oh, it definitely looks like it hits it. I don't want to get striked. But, one more second. I don't know. Little suspect. But, I mean...
A copyright infringement or what?
Yeah, no, I mean... Oh, always. I'm always trying to watch that. Those, if it's a video of... Or, play the audio, I'm not gonna... I just, let it roll. So it depends on the camera angle. But if it's, all labeled up, I try to stay the fuck away from it. Yeah, okay. Hold on. This is I hate to jump back, but Antonio Brown's statement, official statement. Over the past few weeks, the world's reactionary and selective outrage at comments in the media made by my brother Yee have
Yay. It's yay.
Yay, yay, Yee, whatever. It's broke Well, not really. He's actually super rich, but it's less rich than you were before. Have influenced and sparked rampant conversation and reflection. I have too been able to reflect on statements that I and others in my circle have made that lack of clarity in expressing my stance. The people and the brands have relentlessly profiled the black ideas and black culture. Of course. That's what I'm saying. Dude, he's on like a whole nother level's worth of shit. None of us in this world are free of judgment. Dude, and I don't know if you saw, but he's just lost a settlement where he has to pay $1.2 million to that moving company. He didn't want to pay a $4,000 bill to move his stuff, and he fought him and like caused a big scene. They called the cops and they sued him, and they just won $1.2 million off of the president of Donda. I remain true to the mission of Donda and our amazing staff and community. I remain dedicated to helping clarify statements taken out of proportion by the media. I maintain committed to bringing new ideas, experiences, and designs to our world. I remain in support of the humanity that is ye.
Yay.
Yay. Ye. I'm going to say ye.
I used to say ye too, and then I found out like recently it's yay.
Some fanboy was like, "It's yay, dude. It's yay."
Which makes sense because it's Kanye.
What's your deal, dude? It's yay. Come on, bro. Really? Have you even listened to Graduation? Have you? Of course not. Of course you haven't. Shh. Idiot. I don't know, man. I think that whole thing's like, I don't know who else is going to pick up his stuff. Is he just, some people were saying he's trying to just get rid of all of his deals so he can shift into not having any like ties with anyone and he can do his own thing. But he just lost so much of his wealth. I mean, $400 million is still a shit ton of money, but that's a lot less.
It's not 1.8 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot less than the 1.8 billion that he was getting before.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, I mean, what do you think? Are you feeling Bucks make the playoffs? Chiefs make the playoffs? Chargers? You think the Chargers actually make the playoffs?
Chiefs obviously make the playoffs.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Okay, but I mean, do you think the Chargers do?
I think the Chargers have a chance because the AFC is just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But like, cause like in the NFC, like I think like Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, all in the same division are coming out. But so I'm not sure if there's going to be two teams coming out of the AFC West, but possibly for sure, especially because they've expanded the playoff.
Yeah, they have expanded the playoff. I think right now it has the Giants and Cowboys playing each other. If the playoffs started today, I mean, who did you have in the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year? I think you had the Chargers, didn't you? Did you say the Chargers were going to the Super Bowl? I'm trying to think who your picks were.
Eagles.
Well, Eagles, but on the AFC.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Eagles, Chiefs. Ooh, that'd be scary. I'd take it.
But it's probably gonna be Eagles, Bills.
You think? You think we match up well with the Bills? I don't know. That'd be intense. That'd be tough.
Yeah, no, I mean they're a great team. I just I don't feel like that the Bills or Chiefs match up that matches the better against the Eagles than the other.
Yeah, I feel like we're a tough matchup for anyone, and picking up Robert Quinn makes it even better on defense. Just gives us more rotation, more aggression. I don't think the Cowboys still make the playoffs. I think that they're going to choke at some point. They just always do. Yeah, man. I just don't believe in their offense, man. I don't believe in the Cowboys. I'm sorry. I know it sounds like some homer shit. But, I mean, even if they make the playoffs, I don't think they win a playoff game. Like, their offense is...
I agree with that. I agree with them not winning a playoff game, but they're going to get in. Like, what are they, 6-1?
5-1? Or no, they're 6-1. Or no, they're 5-2. Because they lost to the Bucks and they lost to us.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And the Giants have only lost to the Cowboys. So they're 6-1 and we're 6-0. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Well, we'll see. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
'Cause, I mean, I just think like 11 wins is more than enough to get into the playoffs. And if you already have 5 wins at this point, like it's going to be tough to Like I think like 9 wins. Well, definitely in the AFC, like 9 wins can get you in.
You should adjust your mic. You sound underwater. It sounds crazy and kind of tight. It sounds like the war horn. And now you're mute. Oh, wait. What was that? No, not at all. Play a little jazz while we deal with this.
Does it sound better now?
Ooh, that's better. That's much better.
It's just my headphones.
Well, shit, man. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We got a bunch of football. It was rough being off this week and not having anything to watch. Like, I mean, I watched a bunch of the games, but I wasn't really sold on anything. Oh, and let's talk real quick. We can talk about Phillies in the World Series right now. How excited are you? Are you super happy?
Yeah.
And then the Eagles actually play the Texans while the World Series is going on.
Right. So Eagles playing Houston, and then the Phillies playing Houston.
Yeah. Pretty epic.
Yeah, sorry, Houston. It's going to be like Hurricane Harvey all over again for your bitch asses.
Don't say that. That's terrible.
We're going to take apart your teams piece by piece.
Man, I hope. I hate the Astros. I know that it's like cliche to not like them, but I don't like the Astros. I didn't like them that much back in the day either. I hated how they did all their there was a period of time where they had the lowest payroll and they weren't paying anybody shit and they were just like sucking on purpose. So like I get it, but I'm not a big fan. I've just never been. I don't get it. And I don't like their fans who are like, "Oh, well, I hope they're cheating, blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, like don't embrace that. Don't embrace that side of history.
Cheating. Like, remember when they had like and like Biggio?
Yeah, Bagwell, Biggio, Berkman.
Mainlining fucking steroids. Like,
yeah, Lance Berkman's crazy dad bod ass. Like, get out of here.
But he got a dad bod because he stopped doing the steroids.
Mm-hmm. But I kept all the power. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I hated those teams. I mean, I like Craig Biggio. Craig Biggio was pretty lit. Jeff Bagwell was like always just a big dip and like a needle sticking out of his ass cheek when he was up to bat. He had the goofiest little stance. He would just belt home runs. There's no way a man that little is hitting the ball that far, that often, and not juicing. Get the fuck out of here.
The whole fucking team.
Yeah, and they all were, because they weren't like, you can't, like, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, Lance Berkman.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Like, Lance Berkman, I was not what I would call, like, a supreme athlete.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't, he wasn't out there like, I think he played first base because he was tall. And he was lefty, so he could catch it. So he could catch it with his right and extend far. But he was like fat as shit, man. He was not a skinny ass. He was not a skinny dude. He was like most first basemen kind of got a little. They're not like super athletic, but they got a little lean to him. That dude was a big belly, and they moved him to we're like, oh, just go to DH. So back then you could be like a dad bod ex roid head and just still belt home runs and just DH for people.
Yeah, ask Big Poppy.
Did he get accused of doing? I know.
Oh, Big Poppy? For sure.
Did he get caught? I don't think. Did he get?
Yeah, he didn't get suspended, but he was in
the Mitchell report.
One of those, not the Mitchell report, but the one the one that in Miami, A-Rod.
Yeah, the
Balco or something.
Yeah, the Balco scandal.
Yeah.
With the clinic that everyone would go to. Yeah, that's right.
Big Poppy and Manny.
Well, yeah, but Manny did whatever the fuck he wanted, man.
Manny being Manny.
Yeah, that was the craziest shit ever. He would do, they're like, oh, look at him. He's out there taking a cell phone call out there at center field, just hanging out. Oh, Manny being Manny.
When he was out here for the Dodgers, that was when the Phillies made their last World Series run. Mm-hmm. And I went to a playoff game, Phillies-Dodgers, back-to-back years, and they had up in the stands, in left field, it was called Mannywood instead of Hollywood.
No, I'd seen it.
Yeah, it was wild how much that dude was loved out here in LA.
Yeah, they loved Manny, man. And then I don't think he's playing baseball anymore, but I'm sure he could still hit a baseball, and he would if you'd asked him. He'd just because then he got caught, then he was playing in overseas for a while. Yeah, Japan for a while. And they loved him in Japan. But Japanese baseball's nuts. It's like half show. They do some crazy stuff.
What?
Yeah. Definitely. Well, shit, man. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we'll see. We got some good games this weekend. I liked your picks. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's just, it's gonna be an interesting week. And definitely, I think the Ravens are gonna light it up. So Lamar Jackson, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. He's gonna have a 5-tutty game. I'm calling it right now.
I don't think he even needs that much to win, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, I just think that they're a big mismatch, and the Bucs are in just such bad shape. But I mean, at least it'll be a better game to watch than we've had lately. These primetime games have sucked ass, so at least this will be a decent one. And what do we got Sunday night? Bengals Browns. That could be good. I mean, like I said, the Browns play people tough, man. They play everybody tough. But
yeah, I think the best Thursday night game that we've had was Browns Steelers, which sounds weird, but
yeah,
I was watching that game. And I was like, this game is crazy.
Yeah, fucking Amazon, dude. Amazon just.
I like their camera angles and shit. Like, it's like totally different than like the traditional Fox, CBS, NBC.
Yeah. And
like I was watching that Browns Steelers game on mute because I was doing something else, and I'm like, why am I so into this game? Like, it's like these 2 shit teams, and I called my buddy and I was like, is there something going on with like the camera? Like, because this seems different. Like, it seemed like really intense.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, it's Amazon, bro. It's Bezos, dude.
Yeah, and Carissa Thompson, who does the pregame and the postgame, is like, I would murder at least 4 people to go on a date with her.
Stop it.
Allegedly.
Stop it.
She's so hot, dude.
Yeah, they're doing their thing over there at Amazon. I mean, the camera angles are tight. But do you remember back there was one Super Bowl where they had the 360 camera and they would like stop and turn and it was like this big thing, and now they never fucking use it and no one gives a shit about the 360 camera. Do you remember that? And it was like, oh, the unveiling of it. It was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen.
You gotta shoot your shot.
You gotta shoot your shot with the 360 cam. That just seems expensive, but I mean, I guess that's it's their thing.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, it's the NFL. They got a shit ton of money. It's not even funny. And then, have you seen anything about there might be voting out the owner Dan Snyder of Washington? Yeah, they're talking about it, or they have their next meetings in December, I think.
Yeah, it's like the Suns owner, the Phoenix Suns in the NBA. He's being forced to sell the Suns for how much? $4 billion is the price right now. Barack Obama is in one of the ownership groups that are bidding on it.
That'd be tight. Yeah. I'd root Suns if Obama had a hand in the Suns.
But he would be like the face of it. Like I don't know if he'd be a majority owner, but he would be like president of basketball operations.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, and they've been trying to get Barkley to get in. Yeah. And Barkley just found out that Obama was in one of them. And Barkley was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'd rather just have my $25 million. I don't need to be like a minority owner of a team. And then Billy Simmons was like, well, I heard Obama was like in one of the ownership groups. And he goes, okay, I take it back. If Obama calls me and asks me to be a part of the ownership group, I'm saying yes.
Yeah, dude. If it's Obama asks you, you're in, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You got to. That'd be tight. That'd be really, really cool. But yeah, with Snyder, he's got like supposedly all these spies. He's talking about saying that he released a statement talking about ESPN slandering him. But it's like if they're making up shit, then sue them. It's ESPN. If they made up a bunch of shit, I'd sue the fuck out of them. It's ESPN, dude. Like, go get that Disney money. But he's not. He just released a statement that was like, oh, they're making shit up. I think they're going to end up trying to vote him the fuck out. Jim Irsay of the Colts has talked about it a little bit. There's a couple guys that have been openly talking, like, oh, we're open to discussions. And they've mostly been tight-lipped about it. But I think they need 24 owners, and then they could force him to sell the team. And they've been trashed since he took over them. He should sell the team. He's going to make an ass ton of money and walk away, man. Like, just, like, fuck off into the wind. The FBI is in your shit because you own this team and how you operate it.
I mean, I could see owners, even if they want him to go away, not voting for him to go away because they don't want that precedent to be set, like They're like, oh, like they're thinking about all the weird shit that they do. Nobody knows about. They're like, I don't want to be voted out. So let's not do this to him.
Yeah, there was stuff like
let's
dirt.
keep this asshole like out here so that
Well, that's where they've talked about like dirt. He has dirt on Jerry Jones and all these people, and I'm like, well, I hope he gets fired because then he'll release it all, and then we'll get to know all the weird shit these old dudes do, and be like, what the fuck? Arthur Blank does what? Like that'd be yeah, right? Like in his Gomez Adams suits. That'd be cool. I mean, it wouldn't be cool, but I'm curious, like what type of stuff, because we've already seen Gruden go down because of some emails. He might be.
He wasn't an owner.
No, he wasn't an owner, but I mean, he basically got ousted out of his job because of his emails that came out in his communications with Dan Snyder. And then they were like, oh, we're not releasing any more, which is super fucking weird. But
what's so funny is that Dan Snyder's been a piece of shit this entire time. And he's like refusing to change the Washington football team's name from the Redskins to the C words. And then he finally just like bites the bullet and changes it to the Commanders. And then he has to sell the team. It's like they force you to change the name, and then they're kicking you out.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's getting kicked out for all the weird shit he does. I mean,
I know, but just he looked like an ass clown that whole time.
Yeah, and part of it was FedEx pulling. They lost sponsorships. FedEx, it was FedEx Field. They pulled their name off of it. That was a shit ton of money for that guy. That was like $500 million he was getting paid by FedEx to have their name on the front of it. Ooh. Got it. Okay. Hey, that's quick hands. But he was losing like all the money he was getting aside from the NFL because they profit share, so they chop it up and everybody gets their cut from the TV deals and all that stuff. So all you have to do is own a team and you're gonna make money. But there's that side stuff where you can get paid and sponsorships and shit. He was losing all of that. So he had to change the name, and then they were just the Washington Football Team, which is the brand.
I don't know why they should have just stuck with that. It's so much better than the Commanders.
They could have come up with something better, for sure.
No shit. Just like the Cleveland Indians changed it to the Guardians.
They used to be the Guardians. That's an old name, so they just went to a name they had previously. So
I was like, I'm like, who the fuck is in the marketing teams here? Like,
because they wanted to do like maybe the Cleveland Spiders. They used to be the Cleveland Spiders back in the day. They had these crazy uniforms that have this like spider on the front. They're kind of tight. They wear those throwbacks every once in a while, but they went with the Guardians.
Should have been the Cleveland Commanders. Just for the alliteration.
That would have worked better, honestly, because Washington Commanders is goofy. Washington Colonialists. The Washington.
I guess you're thinking like Commander in Chief. It's like
the Washington Quakers. Ooh. The Washington Plymouth Rocks. That wouldn't work, but
Washington Monuments.
Ooh, that would be good. That would be actually pretty good.
You see how quickly we came up with a better name?
And you could have like a different, like president. You have different jerseys or different like historical figure.
Yeah.
If there's monuments of someone, it'll be weird on the color rush because they'll wear Confederate flags and they'll have Confederate heroes. But that's totally different. It's just for color rush. It's one game a week. It's Thursday Night Football. Don't worry about it.
Michaels.
Well, shit, man. I think I'm going to call it. We're about at 2 hours, another one. But I appreciate you coming on, as always, Mr. Goody, the hot boy, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries, man. I will see you next. I'll see you on Monday. Talk shit or get off the pod. Always, you guys check it out. It's a good time. So Mondays, Wednesdays, we have me and Mr. Goody always on here.
That's right.
All right, be good, man. Take it easy, boss.
Later.
Well, number 8 in the bag. It was pretty good. It's been a weird week, but I've been doing good. Life's good. Cowboys won on a bye week. Eagles play the Steelers. If we lose to Pickett, I'm going to be pissed. To a Nat Hackett disciple, I won't be happy. But should be a good week of football. Make sure you guys watch some World Series baseball. Fuck the Astros. Go Phillies all day. And I'm not even a Phillies fan. I'm just saying go Phillies because I hate the Stros. Yeah, fuck the Bucks. We'll see what they do tomorrow night. Probably going to lose. For all you Cowboys fans, you're off this week. Enjoy it. Relax. The bye week is nice. And hopefully you guys get healthy. And be very afraid because we just got Robert Quinn. Hey. Angry Black Quarterback, episode number 8. You guys be good. Peace.